sits very proudly on a rocky promontory overlooking Loch Ness. This is a fortress that is steeped in war, power and rebellion. Its ruins have witnessed 1,000 years of Scottish history. There is evidence to suggest people settled on the land here as early as the 6th century, but the first written records do not appear until the 1200s. It was shortly after this, in the late 13th and early 14th century, that it was caught in intense political struggle, where it changed hands many times between Scottish and English forces. And this was during the Scottish Wars of Independence. It was these wars that made names like William Wallace and Robert the Bruce the legends they are today, true Scottish heroes. And in the 1300s, with help from King of Scotland, Robert the Bruce at the time, they managed to recapture the castle. But then, the occupants captured it. From then on, it stood as a symbol of Highland resistance and stayed in Scottish hands for a good long time afterwards. But it was not only involved in outsider conflicts, it was in several local clan warfares, most notably in the 1500s. The castle was a Goliath stronghold, Grant, as they were tasked with holding the castle, the often reigning MacDonalds, also known as the Lords of the House. And when the MacDonalds would show up at their castle, they would usually start by throwing photos of the boats. It's a terrible joke, but at least I got a laugh this time. But no, in reality, when the MacDonalds would show up, it would typically end in large fires, fierce battles and intense looting. It was not such a good time. But the most significant moment in this castle's history comes in 1692. This was during the early Jacobite uprisings, where once again the Scots did not occupy the castle and we wanted it back. So as they charged across the hillsides, the unwanted occupants at the time thought to themselves, we're probably not going to win this one. So they had a trick up their sleeve. They retreated off into the hillsides, allowed the Scots to recapture it. And as soon as the Scots were inside, thinking, well, that was a bit easy, they blew the place up. And this was to stop us using it against our enemies in the future. It effectively ended the life of Urquhart Castle as a military stronghold, leaving it in ruins but not in silence. Now today it is one of the most popular castles in Scotland, only being beaten out by Edinburgh and Stirling. And it's not hard to see why it's so popular. It's haunting, it's heroic, and it's absolutely beautiful. And also, we are currently in the widest and deepest section of Loch Ness. Right here is where the largest percentage of Nessie sightings are reported. Because it makes sense that if there is a monster here, it would be where it has the most room. So do keep your cameras ready, because you never know when history and mystery might collide. So once again, give you the break now, about 10-15 minutes or so, depending on how quickly Ranulph takes us along the water. I will give you a fair heads up that when I come back from this break, I will be chatting for a good bit of time after it. So enjoy the peace and quiet whilst you have it.